This is the 2020 Mazda 3 hatchback, and it exists in a very interesting time. Why? Because majority of cars are boring today in this time and age. Well, Mazda were like, let's do something different, and they decided to come with one of the best looking hatchbacks in this generation. I'm yours, Joseph Njoroge, and today I'm going to tell you why the Mazda 3 might be the best hatchback and why it makes sense, especially in Kenya. Let's start with the design language for the 2020 Mazda 3 sedan. Well, the 2020 Mazda 3 sedan features something known as the Mazda Kodo design language. What is the Mazda Kodo design language, if you may ask? This is a design language by Mazda that aims at simplicity, and well, the 2020 Mazda 3 sedan is a perfect example. On the front, you have very nice, sharp headlights that just pop up and illuminate your way to make this car look a little bit bold and aggressive. On your front grille, you also have a very nice, dark front grille just to resemble a sense of luxury and performance onto this car. When you come to the front, you have real air vents that just make it easier for this car to cool down, especially if you are doing long trips, especially on places that are very, very humid. Well, from the front to the side, you get very nice subtle curves. They are not aggressive or they are not sharp. They are subtle, and they just make this car to pop up and make this car look a little bit bold and aggressive. This is one of the cars that really turns heads around without even wanting to do that. On matters to do with the interior, this is where Mazda really impressed me. On the dashboard, you have very nice soft touch material. You also have very nice AC vents that are engraved in a chrome grille around, just to add a sense of luxury and refinement to this car. On matters to do with your AC controls, you have real knobs, and like where you have touch screens. Like I said, Mazda were like, let's do something quite different and let's make this car pop up. Let's make this car stand out from some of the competitors. On matters to do with your steering wheel, you have a very nice steering wheel engraved in leather, and it is a multifunctional steering wheel, meaning you have buttons to control your media as well as your cruise control. On matters to do with the center console, Mazda were like, let's make this car feel a little bit solid and planted. Everything is planted to the ground and does not feel shaky or of cheap quality. On matters to do with your gear selector, you have an automatic gearbox. Paired to it, you have a very nice gear shift knob as well. On matters to do with the radio dials as well as your media, you have your button to control your media, making it easy for you to access the vital things that you will need when you're driving this car. And that's why I think that the Mazda 3 is one of the best looking hatchbacks, and it's one of the best made hatchbacks, especially in the Kenyan market today. Now, let's be realistic and talk matters to do with practicality and space of the 2020 Mazda 3. Well, if you are an adult sitting at the rear seats of the Mazda 3, you'll be tucked in and you'll be very comfortable. Matters to do with the legroom, you have ample legroom as well as ample headroom for you to play around. Matters to do with the boot space, as you'll see at the back, it is really spacious for a hatchback of this as well. It's a hatchback and still behaves like a hatchback. You do not expect too much space, but at the same time, you will not expect too little space. The seats, they are leather and they really tuck you in very well, and you also have an armrest that still doubles up as cup holders. Well, I think Mazda really tried to make this car suitable and practical, and that's why it makes sense, especially on Kenyan roads as well as on the Kenyan market. So let's talk matters to do with engine and power output of the 2020 Mazda 3. Well, on the Mazda 3, it came with a variety of engine options, but today, under the hood of this car, let me open and show you. Under the hood of the 2020 Mazda 3, you get a 1.8 liter turbo diesel engine, but you're not limited to this engine. You also have a 1500cc petrol engine, but however, how is power delivered to either front wheels or all wheels of this car? You can either get it with a 6-speed automatic gearbox, or you can also get it with a 6-speed manual gearbox. For matters to do with the drivetrain of this car comes with a front wheel drivetrain. However, you can also get it with an all-wheel drivetrain. So here's why the 2020 Mazda 3 makes sense, especially in Kenya. Number one is that it's a Japanese car, and like any other Japanese car, reliability is something that they put into much consideration. Number one, spare parts are readily available for the 2020 Mazda 3. Mechanics understand this car and will not have trouble sourcing for parts. Another reason is that this car gives you premium feel while still maintaining that budget, and that's something that majority of car owners really overlook. Another reason why the Mazda 3 makes sense, especially in Kenya, is that it gives you premium offers while still maintaining that premium cost of the downside. Well, the 2020 Mazda 3 is a car that someone will value it, especially if you're someone who wants something that is different from your usual Golf or your usual Corolla hatchback. Well, do tell me, do you think that the Mazda 3 makes sense, especially on the Kenyan market? So let's sum up everything on matters to do with the 2020 Mazda 3. On the cons, you have a very beautiful exterior design, and you're not only limited to the hatchback design of this car, you can also get it in a sedan variant. And matters to do with the engine options, you have a variety of engine options for you to select. You can either decide to go diesel, or you can either decide to go petrol. On matters to do with the cons, I wish Mazda would have done something on matters to do with the space and matters to do with the ground clearance, because matters to do with Kenyan usability and practicality. Kenyans really love the car that is a little bit high on the ground, and it offers more space. Well, on matters to do with the verdict of this car, I will get a Mazda 3 if I consider a car that will tick the boxes of practicality, efficiency, and reliability while still giving me value for money. So, what's the closing of this car? Well, the 2020 Mazda 3 really proves that you do not have to be shouting for you to prove your presence. The Mazda 3 really does that while still maintaining minimalistic looks. If you like this video, like, share, comment, and subscribe. And do tell me, will you take the Mazda 3 over the rivals like the Volkswagen Golf?